What's up, warriors? How you guys doing? Today I'm gonna talk about the difference between skinny fat, being skinny fat, and fat buff, because a lot of people are getting confused, and I'm getting asked this question, more often than not, because a lot of my transformations so far right now, people came in skinny fat. And those, individuals, when they first, hopped on, they thought they were going to build muscle right off the back. They're like, oh, well, I don't got to lose weight. Like I'm ready. Like I ain't fat. And I'm like, well, you don't have muscle either. And, you're not even showing no definition. And they're like, well, I thought, I don't want to cut. I'm trying to build from here. And this is where, knowledge and education and me telling them that that's not how it works, and it's just a tough pill to swallow, because a lot of people, they don't want to cut. They think that they should be building, but obviously what you're doing or what you hearing or whoever's telling you any different, it's not gonna happen. Like I already did the food work, I done the work, I had transformations to show you guys that first we gotta acquire the shape. Once we acquire the shape, then we enhance that look. So those are the ones that don't get it, the skinny fat people, because like I said, people don't tell them that they're fat, or what do you mean you're gonna cut? So people they're starting to feel, feed you bullshit, because they don't even know how the process works. They don't even know what you're doing. They just don't understand what macro manipulation is, what it is to acquire the shape and then start building from there. So this is what I tell them. I go, look, don't even listen to them people. You're telling them that you're cutting, and all of a sudden they're telling you, well, you're already skinny. What are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. They're just gonna talk you out of it. Like I said, pump your brakes, and this is what's gonna happen. Skinny fat people need to acquire the shape. You still got to do the same thing. Whether whether it's 5-10 pounds that we got to drop and then build, obviously you're going to start building a lot quicker than somebody that has to drop 50 pounds, 80 pounds, 100 pounds. But you still got to cut. You still have to go in a small deficit being that, we got to get the fat that you have. And usually those people are holding it in their midsections, and they know it, but they think that they're going to build muscle on top of their fat stomach, and it's not going to happen. They have, stringy arms. They don't have no shoulders. They don't have no definition. They just have that pot belly that they call it. And they think that they're going to get rid of that by working out. Nope. So let me tell you guys, that whoever's telling you this or wherever you're hearing this, there is, and I got to repeat myself, because people don't understand that, I think that this is common sense, but it's not to a lot of people. And you'd be surprised where a lot of people, what they think that, you could build muscle on top of fat. There is no way, there is no how, that you're going to be able to do that. So get that out of your head. You have to get rid of the fat. That's why you have to have a structured plan, just enough fat. So, your hormones, are working properly, lubrication of the joints, which that's why you need the fats. The body can't be without fats. And a lot of people, that's another mistake they do. We're like, oh, I took fats away, I'm just gonna go savage mode. I'm like, what you're gonna do is end up in a wreck, because you're gonna wreck your body, you're gonna wreck your metabolism by, going, with hunger, no fat, no carb. They just trying to do shit that's not gonna work. In other words, it's just dumb. So you have to have a certain amount of protein, carbs, and fat. So that's where we start. We start taking the fat. We're getting rid of the fat first. At the same time, a lot of people, they're like, hit me up like, fuck, man, how come he built that in 90 days? Like muscle. I mean, muscle it's an illusion. People will think like, well, he looks a lot heavier now that he's cut, and he's more muscular than when he came in. He looks skinny. How are you saying that he lost 10 pounds? I'm like, well, 10 pounds of fat. Muscle weighs more than fat. And when we take the fat off, obviously you're still building muscle. That's why they look like that. That's why, these transformations are like, oh, what? Like, that's crazy. 90 days. I'm like, yeah, well, these guys are skinny fat people that come in here. They start eating correctly. And we get them moving forward real quick, like I said. But they still got to go on a deficit. Believe it or not, they come in with a different mentality, and I have to sit them down, educate them, and tell them, nope, we're not going to bulk from here. We got to go on a small cut, which, we're going to acquire the shape, and then from there we start building. Now we're in control. Now, we're trying to build as much, muscle, lean muscle, with just the least fat as possible. Obviously, you will start gaining some fat at a certain point, but there's a plan to adhere to, as well as you're adding more food to your reverse, to your lean bulking is what we call it. It's not dirty bulking. People right away, they want to come in, they do dirty bulking, and they're gonna get big, but their stomach's gonna get bigger, and they're blowing up. Their arms are looking like on swole status, but their stomachs, it keeps getting bigger. Some people, they start, developing man boobs, but their arms, that's what they call it, fat buff. So these people, they come in here and that they try to go to the gym for the first time. Obviously, the gym's gonna make you stronger. The gym's gonna start, you're gonna start adding some muscle, but not the muscle that you think. It's not gonna be that easy. It's not gonna be that fast. So what you start seeing is a lot of water weight. You start seeing a lot of just fat accumulating. So it's just layers of fat on top of that little muscle that you're building the wrong way. So like I said, that's where people get confused. So, and fat buff people, they're the opposite. Fat buff people is just somebody that got big, that looks thick, that looks swole, but it's not all muscle. So, they have that stomach, because I had it. That's easy. You build up, eat whatever, and work out. A lot of people, could only, do that for so long before their body starts, acting different and start, pretty much giving you problems. That's what happened to me. I was able to eat whatever I wanted. I was smashing the weights, but as years went by, like the body wasn't breaking down the food. It was just, I was overriding it. I was trying to outwork a bad diet, and that was not happening. My stomach was getting bigger. I was beginning to get, side chest, side fat. It was just awful, so I had to pump my brakes on that, where like I knew that my body was not responding like it used to 10 years ago. So I had to take a different approach, which that's the approach that I should have took earlier, which is nutrition. Nutrition is the key to building and having that body that you want. And for a lot of youngsters that I get on here that neglected themselves for very, very little time, a few years, it's easier for their body to bounce back and start building. So a lot of them, they get their results real quick, and people notice that, they notice that. But this is 2023. I mean, these youngsters, they don't want to guess no more. They're not gonna go through all the trial and error. That's why they hit me up. They're like, damn, girl, I see results, but left and right. Hey man, I want to be in the game. And those are the smart ones. Those are they're ahead of the game already just by thinking like that at that age. They're just in a whole different level. And that's what I want. I'm going to help them, and I'm going to just even take them further than what they thought it was possible. So like I said, that's the difference between skinny fat and fat buff. You guys still have to both go on a deficit. Both both individuals, the skinny fat and the fat buff, they both gonna have to cut. Obviously, the skinny fat will have to cut very little, but the other guy is gonna have to cut too. They're all gotta cut and acquire the shape. So the key here, for all you guys that are asking, I'm skinny fat, I'm gonna start building from here. Nope. If you don't have that look, if you look in the mirror and it's not the shape, the look that you want, all you're gonna do is add 10 pounds and you're gonna look exactly the same. So, make sure you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you guys know where to reach me on my IG, Guerrero _fitness, or shoot me a message here. Let's run it.